see me?
Yep.
Or just the shovel?
I can see all of you.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is time to plant these fruit trees we bought. So today I'm trying to get as many planted as I can. And I'm going to teach you about planting fruit trees. So come on in a little closer. Murdoch is going to be doing our filming for us today. So I'm going to be telling Murdoch, I'm going to be directing him at the same time as showing you what's going on here. So this is an Ayers pear tree. An Ayers pear tree grows between 20 and 30 feet tall and about 20 feet wide. So you want to have spacing to allow for your tree growth as it gets bigger. As you know, as I mentioned when we bought the trees, we try not to buy the semi-dwarfs and the dwarfs because he likes a nice big full canopy. Show behind us these apple trees, Murdoch. These are dwarfs. They're very small. They're years old. That's as big as they're going to get.
Yep.
These are apple trees here that Murdoch's showing you on the right and the left. Show your left. And these are the old-fashioned full-size fruit trees. They're just great. The little one there that's dying got fire blight. It is a dwarf. Because it's a dwarf, turn around, face me. Over here. Because it's a dwarf, it just doesn't have enough branching out to have survived that. So now that we have figured out what it was, it's only got one stem left on it. So we have bought a replacement tree. What is there, it has fire blight at the bottom. It's going to be cut down. So come on over here and let's show you how to plant a fruit tree today. Right down here in the hole. So this is a brand new tree. We've had it here for a couple days, and as you can see from the store, these roots are exposed. They didn't have it in the pot very deep. This is where it has been joined to the rootstock at the nursery, and you want this above ground. They say to plant your root ball at ground level. I always like to go just a little deeper so that you have a little moat for the water to stay, to not overflow into your grass, because you don't need a baby tree with grass growing up all around it. Dig your hole about twice as wide as your root ball, and always try to loosen it up a little bit to stimulate those roots. See, they're all kind of wrapped around, and sometimes they don't want to loosen up at all. Now, I watered this tree this morning, and it's real warm today in the 80s. So it's important that these get into the ground so that they're nice and cool. And see here, we have a nice good root, and that's coming from up at the top. That's got to get down there. So you want to make sure that your sidewalls here have been loosened up a little bit. Work them loose. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of dirt underneath this so that I'm not quite so deep. And some people like to stake their trees so that they are nice and straight. You can always do that too. Okay, shoot my face. We always like to put a ring around the tree to preserve it and protect it from the deer. We have a lot of wildlife around here. Now I'm just going to backfill this in by hand. And as I'm backfilling it in, I'm making sure that it's going down. You don't want air pockets in there. That's not good for the roots. You want this tree to get established. You know, we're at the end of May going into June. And these trees have to have a good establishment before that hot, hot summer. So spring planting is really good for trees. Fall is really good. And I'm going to want these roots buried. You don't want any of your root life exposed. And you just want to keep tamping that down as you're backfilling it. Now I save all my clumps of grass to make a little berm around the edge. And with those roots showing, I actually could have dug this a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you could.
Maybe I backfilled it a little too much. So we're just going to see how this looks. Sometimes, you know, you learn by experience, and every tree's different. I've got 4 or 5 trees to plant here today. Now to tamp it down, you just use your foot, push down. That's going to create your little moat for your water. I'm going to add a little more dirt. If your ground is unlevel, use your grass clumps, your topsoil, to create a circle around the tree. That's your berm. And then all it will stay in. If I find grubs and stuff, I just pull them out and toss them aside because I don't want those in there eating my brand new tree roots. Now those surface roots will start being encouraged to be growing down. And this tree should just take right off. Let's talk about pollinators for just a second. Pear trees need a pollinator tree. That means you need a tree of a different variety planted nearby. I have another pear tree right over here. Right next to us is a tree stump, and this pear tree that was originally here was planted alone. It never set fruit, and that was because it didn't have a pollinator. So now our new tree, can you point? You have to watch what you're filming. So now our new tree that we planted over here 2 years ago and trimmed this winter needs a pollinator. That's what this tree is here for. Always save your tree tags. A little helpful information can go a long way in the future. So what I do is I have a binder for all of our farm stuff. You need to watch what you're filming. We keep a binder with all of our farm stuff so that we know what we planted. So sometimes these are vinyl coated or there's a tree tag. I take this right off and I put it in my binder so that next year I'll remember what I had. Because like with our cherry trees, you got to have a different variety. So now next year I will know by looking up on my video or looking at my book that I have an Ayers pear tree planted here. So that is planting a root ball fruit tree, not bare root. If you do plant bare root, I'll be able to show you that one day too. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Hi.